don't like it. It'd be like, like I be getting headaches. Oh, forgot. We gonna pick between two. Both of these are a little dark. I'm not gonna lie. We might have to take it a little light tonight because this movie started off like what? You know? And I think this is based on true story too, which is kind of, it's a little dark. I don't like that. I don't want to see no kids. You know what I mean? I don't want to see no kids getting hurt. Like what? We can watch Scream 4. Um, what is The Visit? What? Winchester, Jezebel, The Final Wish, uh, Within the Possession. That was actually good. I seen that the night before last. That was good. Um, yeah, I might have to scoot on out of the horror for a little bit. Because let me tell you something. It was disturbing. I'm surprised they don't have The Grudge 2 on here. Was that the best one? Is that why they don't have it? Let me see. I feel like The Grudge, the first one was the best. Grudge. Yeah, they have the first one and the third one. Interesting. Not Scream Returns. Tommy Revenge. Oh, that looks scary. Oh, I don't know. Do we want to watch The Mummy? I feel like The Mummy is, it's not scary at all. But just get like one night break, cause girl. Okay. What's this? Foreign international. Hold on. A student receives a phone message from her future self, ending with her own. I don't know about that. I seen The Strangers. It wasn't bad. I was thinking of watching Fear.com, but listen, I don't know. Who's hitting those hearts? Thank you, Kimberly. What's going on? Samuel says, "Are you, hello, beautiful women? You watching scary movies tonight?" I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. I feel like I'm overloading on the scary movies though. I know I do want to step outside my comfort zone, but this is getting ridiculous. I have one right now that I'm leaning toward watching that's scary, but I'm like, should I? And I see this cartoon one. It says Freddy's Fridays. I've never seen a scary cartoon movie before. Okay. I'll check that out. I'm still on the wedge of watching something scary. Andrew said, what I miss? Nothing. We're finding a movie right now. Trying to. I think about, I think I want to watch Freddy Fridays. It says it's horror. Javier, hello. Yeah, to see it. I stopped watching horror after The Ring. Okay, I think this is a sign I shouldn't watch any scary movies tonight. Although I've been, I feel like, I wanted to get in the fall vibe, but I mean, Mary Had a Little Lamb, I guess. They throw me off when they start turning like the good, happy, fun movies into a horror movie. Like, okay. Like that, they have a horror movie called The Elf. Come on now. I think we're gonna watch Fair.com tonight, y'all. I don't see anything else. I feel like I should not, but I don't see anything that really, you know, draws me towards it. I've seen Coraline, I don't know how many times. Have anybody seen Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs? Who hit the like button? Let me know. I'm gonna pin you to the top if you did so. No, matter of fact, scratch that. Who subscribed tonight? I'll pin you if you did. I don't see. Hold on. My bad. I'm missing y'all's comments. I'm sorry. Samuel says maybe a romantic, and I've never heard of a scary cartoon as well. You want me to show you? It does look creepy. I'm not gonna lie. It does look scary. It gives. We're not fucking around. All right. Click if you choose to. Okay. Where is it? Watch a Vincent Prince film. Who that? Y'all, they have All Dogs Go to Heaven. I like that. Y'all want to see that? Where's that scary movie at? Here we go. Look. You look like the female version of. All right. They are free online, but softcore horror. Well, what's softcore horror? Too many scary movies, not good for the soul. You're laughing, but like, I kind of agree. I think it starts to affect your psyche. Wait. Have you seen the plate form? What's that about? If you want your head. Snowman. Is that on Tubi? Why would I want my head? You know what? Now, Andrew, why would I want my head up? Come on. I love when people ask questions and don't even look for answers. Wait, what are you talking about? What were you talking about? Me, I did. You subscribe, Birdie? All right, I'm gonna pin you. I'm gonna take your word for it. I always like to think and see the good in people first, so I'm hoping that you are being honest. You need to adjust your camera or my phone is glitching. Is my camera glitching? Good night. Vincent Prince. Is it glitching? Yes, All Dogs Go to Heaven. I love All Dogs Go to Heaven. You'll stay to actually. Wait, what? Jake, what are you talking about? They low key ain't lying. I'm so behind on these comments. Samuel, what are you talking about? They low key ain't lying. Google it. I dare you to watch it. Snowman is so bad, cheap budget horror. It's like a classic of its own. Oh, what's going on, Mario? I'm over here watching True Story by Kevin Hart. I feel like it's really a true story. Maybe it is. Is it, what is it? Is it a stand-up comedy or is it a movie? Shahala! Hey! We're finding a movie to watch. I'm on the fence because, the theme's been horror, but I feel like I need a little break. I feel like I need a little break from horror, okay? Because the psyche is just, okay, we gotta protect it. I did see two movies, I'm not gonna lie, that, oh, they have House on Haunted Hill. That didn't really scare me though. I think I might watch it, y'all. It was kind of like, I don't know. I just thought it was kind of like a scary version of Clue. Remember the movie Clue? So we got House on Horror Hill as an option. We got thanks for who hit the like too. We got this cartoon scary movie that I just found, and we got Fear.com. But I'm like, I don't know if I want to keep scared like horror. Yeah, just I need to confirm something. Hold on. Thanks for reminding me. I damn near forgot Halloween was here around the corner. Yeah, I just wanted to honor the fall season. I could watch The Craft. I love The Craft. Hocus Pocus is a good one too, but I don't see Hocus Pocus on Tubi. Do you recognize that I'm the same? Of course. Yes, I know who you are, Shahala. I just go by whatever names y'all have over here. There's a few people from the other site that come over. Their names aren't the same. I just say whatever names on the page that they're on. Yes, I know who you are. The original was the Vincent Prince, Price. Honor Whole Original House on Haunted Hill. Ain't my cup of tea. I understand, Shahala. What's the other site you stream on? I have a page on TikTok, and we go live we'll go live Monday through Saturday, 7 p.m. Eastern. Lovely, thank you so much. I'll go take a walk and try to sleep. See you tomorrow. All right, love. Have a good night. All right, let me see. I feel like we said we were gonna do, I have three, right? Three options. We'll do House on Haunted Hill because I don't remember being scared of this when I was little, so I shouldn't be scared of it now. Okay. And we ain't going to no House on Haunted Hill in real life anyway. So we gonna watch that. Oh my goodness. Yo, they have an old version too. Work. They have an old version. And didn't you say Vincent Prince, Andrew? You said Vincent Prince, and here he is right here. Look. You said Vincent Prince. I ain't watching this one though. I'm just not in the mood to watch nothing old right now. Okay? I'm not in the mood for it. But that's interesting that you said that. You said Vincent Prince, Vincent Prince, Vincent Prince. And here he is. Wow. I bet this is a classic though. It came out in 1959. So that's fire. All right, let's check this out. I'm watching House on Haunted Hill. If you want to join me, pull up your Tubi. We can watch it at the same time together. This is the one that came out in 1999. This is House on Haunted Hill. Good night. What's it about? House on Haunted Hill? I'm so glad you asked. It is 5 strangers are invited by a sadistic amusement park owner to spend one night in an abandoned asylum in exchange for $1 million. So he's tempting people to spend the night in this haunted house, basically. And whoever stays one night, they'll get paid $1 million for it. But he's not right in the head because they say sadistic. So he's getting amusement by watching people scared. It's called House on Haunted Hill. All right. And I'm turning it on right now if you want to turn yours on too. Oh, you mentioned, he said that's the one I mentioned, Pricey, not Prince, Pricey, Vince Pricey. I don't want to give it away, but I think the reason why this didn't scare me is because I'm just gonna say that the owner, the guy who was behind it, he was like making, I don't know, I don't want to give it away. He was behind why some of the stuff was scary. Okay. It's been a while since I've seen this. You guys, I want to read something to you. Is anybody there or am I talking to myself? Okay. I want to read something. Can I read y'all something? Theater of Blood is better. Those are good ones. SP Jeepers Creepers. I've seen Jeepers Creepers. Funny story. I saw that with my aunt when she, remember Blockbuster when that was a thing? She let me pick one movie and I picked that one. And we watched it together and she explained to me things that I was missing. Like the scene when the brother and sister pulled over and the brother opened up his laundry and she was like, Tiff, remember that laundry smells really, really bad. Just keep that in mind. Like his laundry smells really, really bad. And I didn't understand what she meant by that. But it was, she was explaining that his laundry, this, I guess he stress sweats because that's what Jeepers Creepers picked up on. Remember, Jeepers Creepers is attracted to fear. So it was creepy and different. I've never seen a movie like that before. It's different. That sound wild. Yeah. I like different horror. Dude, you got dropped on the head. I'm out. What? Are you, Andrew, are you talking to me? Jeepers Creepers had me when I was a kid. Didn't want to go to no field trips out of town. I want to read this. This is a really good book. I got this from the library. It's called The Gift of Fear. And I thought the author really said something extravagant to me. The book is about trusting your intuition, long story short. And he's saying how a lot of us will notice something that is off, notice something that can evoke fear or put us in danger, and we ignore it because we don't want to come off as being too scared. So he says we want to believe that human violence is somehow beyond our understanding. Because as long as it remains a mystery, we have no duty to avoid it, explore it, or anticipate it. We feel no responsibility for failing to read signs if there are none to read. We can tell ourselves that violence just happens without warning, and usually to others, but in service of these comfortable myths, victims suffer and criminals prosper. I thought that was deep. That's just a little taste. He's a really good author. I'm enjoying the book so far, and I recommend it. Not really scary, just he puts you on game. Oh, okay. The movie started. So somebody sharpening a pencil. I guess this is before the asylum got abandoned. They're recording something. Okay, they're doing surgery on someone. Now, why didn't they put him to sleep? Yeah, this looks like, nah, they're not treating that person right. They're doing an experiment, it's giving. George, what's going on? Didn't want to go to no field trips out of town. You talking about since the movie? Yeah, it was creepy. Anything that I feel cannot be defeated is scary. You can't defeat him. I don't. Has there been a Jeepers Creepers where he got defeated? I don't think so. I mean, take like a Tomb Raider 2, even that cop that was quote undefeated. One way to that was lava. Remember? They took him down. Okay, so ooh, okay, so the people in the insane asylum, they broke out, y'all. They broke out and they're attacking the doctors. How did they get out? I could tell this is gonna be gory. This is gonna be a gory horror movie. I don't know about that. I don't know. I don't like gory horror. I don't like gory horror. Dang, they ain't playing around with these doctors. Okay. Not much. Did you see what I left you in your inbox? Not yet, but I'll check it when I get off of here. You know, I gotta clock in on this site too. Dang, wait a minute. Okay. Yeah, they're doing the most. Eh. In other words, people don't want to face the truth. I don't think so in the last one. I think he ended up escaping. Okay, yes, I'm clocking what you're saying with the book, right? Yes, that's exactly what he's talking about. He's saying how we'll say for an example, I didn't see that coming or I didn't know that the perpetrator was violent. They came off so friendly and so nice or they were quiet. But in reality, our subconscious is picking up things. And even in our conscious, we'll notice certain things. He says in the beginning of the book that there was somebody who walked into a grocery store and they couldn't put their finger on it, but when they left the grocery store, there was a SHOTTING. There was people who came in there and robbed it. So when he sat down with his the author of the book, because the author is, what are those people called? He has like a, basically his group is security, and when he interviewed the person who had walked out before that robbery happened, he noticed small things. Like when he walked in, the cashier had looked at him, but instead of greeting him or smiling or giving him a warm welcome, he looked at him and then looked at the other customer. So this was in the middle of it happening. And so when he walked in, he just felt the that vibe at first and walked out. And then there was cops that came in. The cops just felt like it was a regular day. That's why they didn't walk out, and they ended up getting harmed because the robbers had saw the police and they freaked out. So yes, yes, most definitely. He ended up escaping. I don't think he ever. Okay, green screen. Oh, is that Philippine from Cruel Intentions? Um, Child, they on an elevator. Okay. And they got this green screen. All right. Looking obvious. The background. Um, I don't think Jeepers Creepers ever been defeated. Yeah, I think there was signs, but we ignore them or are blind to them. I think we're too nice. You know how sometimes for an example, a woman is standing waiting for the elevator, and when the elevator arrives, there's someone who is bigger than her and could be a threat to her. And instead of her saying, I'll just wait for the next elevator, she'll get on because she doesn't want to come off as judgmental or mean or scary. So you ask yourself, do you want to just wait for the next one? Or do you want to get on this steel, soundproof metal can with someone who can clearly overpower you because you don't want to come off as mean? But your gut is telling you not to get on that elevator. You know what I mean? I feel the signs are there. It's just people tend to ignore them because they don't want to come off as scary or judgmental or rude or whatever thought they want to use to push down their intuition. Yeah, there were signs, but we ignore them. In part two, he was kind of defeated, right? You're talking about the one with the college kids, right? I mean, the high school kids, right? That one was kind of funny to me. I'm not gonna lie. I remember the scene where they were on the bus and the two football students were arguing, and the guy got so freaked out and he said, Kevin, come on. It was just funny. It was just funny. I have to see it again. You got to follow your gut intuition. Exactly. Exactly. I think, oh my gosh, that's not cool. Okay, so he has a roller coaster that it departs in the middle of the sky and then it attaches again and puts the roller coaster cart back on. That's crazy. Nah. Uh-uh. Yes. Yes, I remember Jeepers Creepers too. He looked different too. In the first one, he was more of a brown color. In the second one, they gave him like a green leprechaun look. It was given leprechaun. Who's being naughty in the chat? Let me see. So I just don't care. I'm gonna. Uh, I guess I just don't care. I'm going to trust my intuition because when I don't, I'm like, why? Exactly. Exactly, Samuel. And I feel like that's what happens a lot. For instance, there was this crime show. I was watching it before I got on live on my other account. This lady had a younger little boy. He was maybe one. He was a toddler, so at the time he couldn't pronounce his words just yet. But very smart, can say like his numbers. And she was a single mother, so she did need extra help whenever she went to work because she worked during the day and at night. She had two jobs. So one day she's hearing a lot of argument and commotion above her. And like any neighbor, you're going to be nosy and see what's going on. I know I would. And when she opened her door, she saw the couple upstairs were going at it. The mother and her daughter looked like they were about to leave. So she said, you can come in here until everything calms down. That way you're not going outside in the rain with your baby. So she comes in the house and they become pretty cool. So the girl who invited her in, who had the son, asked her would she be willing to babysit her son while she works. She's like, yeah, of course, I could use the extra money. I don't mind. I'll watch your baby for you. And I'm home anyway because I'm not working. So it was like, they helped each other. The first day that the lady upstairs watched her son has a bruise on his wrist. It looked like, I don't know, it was darker than his skin tone because his skin tone was more of a, we'll call him a little cashew, little cutie patootie, okay, a little cashew color. So markings were very visible on him. And she asked the babysitter without even looking at her in the eye, what happened to his arm? And she said, oh, it got stuck in the playpen. Okay, that doesn't make sense. Because the playpens, the bars are wide enough to where babies can, like, they're literally made for babies' hands to go in and out. It's made for a child. So that, how is that affecting his arm? Like, how is that the reason why his arm is bruised? So she just took her word for it. Common sense, that's what she's lying, right? Her intuition gonna tell you she's lying. Second encounter that she had noticed with her son, when she came and picked him up, he had a big swollen lip. Like mouth was just, so she was like, what happened? And she said he fell. Now what kind of fall is gonna make that baby's lips swell like that? So that's when she started listening to her intuition, and it told her like back away from this woman. Like every time your son's with her, there's always something that physically happens to him. So she started finding other people to watch her son while she went to work. So a few weeks went by, about two. She didn't have anybody to watch him. The other two babysitters were working or they were just busy. And she had no other choice but to ask the lady upstairs. So she was like, this is going to be the last time, but I do need you to watch him if you don't mind. She's like, cool. She watches her son. She's at work. She gets a picture message, and it's her son laying down in the kitchen. And she says, I don't know, but I think he ate soap. Um, does your son behave like this? She's like, no, like I've never seen him eat soap before. What do you mean? Says, I don't know, but he's just been misbehaving and I just don't know if I'm going to be able to watch him anymore. So the son's mom's like, okay, no problem. Mind you, she already told her this is going to be the last time anyway. So about 3 hours go by and she shows a picture of her son. Her son now has his eyes swollen. There's blood coming through his nose. And she says, does he sleep like this? Like, bitch, does he sleep like this? What do you mean, does he sleep like this? So the mom's starting to panic at this point. She's showing pictures to the customers like, do you think this is normal for my son to have a allergic reaction to soap? She's showing her coworkers and they're all telling her like, no, you need to go pick him up. So I guess one of the customers sees that she's panicking really bad. They take her to her son. At this point, the poor baby, eyes swole, nose bleeding. He's unresponsive. The mom's saying, baby, mommy's here. He's not responding. He's not making no sounds, nothing. So she calls the ambulance and they know what's going on. They know what's up. They deal with cases like this. So she's like, does this normally happen? Babies who have allergic reactions? And they don't answer her. So they just take her to the hospital. Cops already there. And the nurse is very direct with her and they say, your son has been abused. Like, straight like that. And if we don't act now, then he may not make it or he may just be a vegetable. But regardless, I'm letting you know, I don't know how he's going to come around after he gets this surgery. So she's like, all right, let's go ahead. Let's process with the surgery. And he doesn't make it. He doesn't make it. It took too long. They waited too long. The impact happened 3 hours prior. So he doesn't make it. But that's the story of it. Um, I'm not gonna, I would never say it's the mom's fault, but I feel as though her intuition was already speaking to her. And I think there was moments there where she ignored it. For sure. You gotta listen to the intuition. And she asked the lady upstairs and some, yes, yes. The first two times it's like, why is my son, first of all, why is my son lip busted? He's a baby. He was like one. So for him, like, how did he fall? Like, what? Tell me this is made up. No, you can watch this on YouTube. I saw this on YouTube today. I'll show you. This was today. Can you see this? I know it may be backwards, but it's the video right here at the top. That's her son. And I can't play the whole thing because I might get restricted. But yes. This one is, wow. 17-year-old teen unalived by boyfriend and mom. Then trashed in a plastic bin. London Thomas story. It's crazy. Yeah. Yep. Just one. I knew he was not old enough to talk because I remember that part. But yeah, 1 years old. And it was just her and him. Hmm. So I recommend this book. It's really good. The author does a great job with expressing himself. I don't get lost in the pages. You know how like some books just don't connect. The writing style just isn't really there. This author is really good. Really good. He said 100% of, I don't know if I can say this word on here, but 100% of Ted Bundy's have been abused as children either with violence, neglect, or humiliation. The author also said people often report neighbors. Like, listen to this. Tell me if you ever heard this. He was saying that when you watch the news, right? And the ones who are quick to want to be on camera, I don't want to say, yeah, be on camera or want to talk to the reporters, they'll say the neighbor described them as a shy man or someone who kept to themselves, which is a cliche because you never really got the chance to get to know them, or you never took the opportunity to get to know the Ted Bundy or the Jeffrey Dahmer or the Ed McGee. Outside looking in, they may have come off as shy, but that's because that's all you've seen. I like this part too. The author says, as long as there are parents preparing children for little more than incarceration, what they mean by that is how a parent may allow the child to be neglected. We'll have no trouble keeping our prisons full. Steve. While society foots the bill, it is individual victims of crime who pay the highest bill. I know he's telling the truth. What happened to the lady upstairs? Did she get arrested? Yes, but we won't know how long she. I think the case already went to court, and she was found guilty, but we don't know yet how much time. She hasn't been sentenced yet. She's going to be sentenced this month, October 22nd. So now her daughter doesn't have a mother. You know, and in that book, I brought up that crime story because he talks about stuff like that too. How we don't really talk a lot about wives who've been unalived or children who were watched by babysitters been alive. Like we always overlook that, but we love talking about how there's terrorist attacks in different countries and how we should avoid those. And America is one of the most violent places on the planet. We don't talk about that. Or how we self harm, like smoking a pack a day or drinking and driving. We always want to ignore it if we're doing it, but if someone else is doing it, oh, run for the hills. That's 2 days before your birthday. Good, you'll remember the court case then when she gets sentenced. So, yes, definitely check this book out. He has a lot of stats about crime, very good scenarios. His story is pretty honorable, I'd say, too. I think he picked up the job that he has now. He owns a firm, and when he was a kid, his mom was an addict and he witnessed a lot of violence in his home. His mom would attack her boyfriend. He said he's been um, attacked as well. So he recognized signs before they would happen, you know. He advises many law enforcement and government agencies on predicting violence, and he has a firm. It says survival signals that protect us from violence. It can get a little dark, I'm not gonna lie. So if you're not somebody who's into the Jeffrey Dahmers, the Ted Bundys, there may be a couple of pages I'd say to maybe look over, but it really will help you to pay more attention to your intuition, honor it, and not ignore it, and not be ashamed of it. Because with that story that I just shared about the lady with her son, if she would have been a more connected to her intuition, who's to say what would have happened? But I feel she would have got her son out of that situation a lot earlier. There's only one smart person in this movie. He's trying to get up out. He's trying to get up out of there, and he sealed the door shut. There's no, he can't leave. The guy from Corky Romano. I'm not going to forget. Maybe the may the baby rest in peace. Yes, yes, yes. This guy is freaking out. He's breaking the windows. He wants to get up out of there. Have you ever seen an actor, even when they're trying to be serious, they're so funny? I can't take him serious. The guy from Corky Romano, I can't take him serious. I thought it was made up at first, to be honest. What you trying to say? I gotta work on my storytelling skills? I'm not a good storyteller. If you're joining us, we're watching House on Haunted Hill. I knew this is why it didn't scare me as a kid because he's funny. He said we'll be mutilated by then. No, I'm just saying on the mom's part, how she gonna believe that lady? Yes. She does what a lot of people do. It's sad to say, but she does what a lot of people do. They ignore their intuition. I don't know if you know this TikToker. His name is Ray William Johnson. Have you heard of him? Ray William Johnson. Do you have a TikTok? Okay, so you've heard of him. Awesome. So you've seen all his stories or the posts that he has about crime and situations like that. And there's so many stories that he talks about where a lot of people ignore their intuition. A lot of things happen and people just be like, oh, okay. There's one in particular, it was a wife. And long story short, she keeps getting sick and she's not sure why, but the only person that's around her when she's getting sick like this is, oh, he cute, is her husband. So she doesn't think anything about it because that's her husband. He loves her, da da da. And she ends up not making it. Okay, if you catch my drift, she doesn't live, and her case goes cold because they think she just got some type of food poisoning or she got sick. But I'm telling you, sometimes the way the stars align, because years later, this woman who works on cold cases, she was drawn to this wife's case. So she opened the case back up and she looked at all of her doctor's records because she had a high level of, I think it was nitrogen or something like that. Some chemical in her system. It was nicotine. Nicotine, that's what it was. He was injecting her with nicotine and he would give her large amounts of it. And he would really get her when she went to the emergency room because he would put it in her IV when no one was around. True story. So the woman working on her case was confused. Like, why does she keep having these large amounts of nicotine in her system? She never smoked. Da, da, da. So she traced it back to the husband. And I bring that story up because there were signs. But she ignored him. She ignored him. She didn't pay attention to her husband always being around when she got sick. I think even in the story, the cops told him to stay away from her, but she was just like, no, I love him, blah, blah, blah. So, but here's another one because I don't gatekeep, all right? I know you said you've seen him before. I used to watch him a long time ago. Damn, he was poisoning her with antifreeze or something, nicotine, the stuff you get from tobacco. Yes. And some people just gullible. But are they, or are they just blinded by love? This is, I know you said you've seen him, but just in case if you want to, well, you know who I'm talking about. You know who I'm talking about. I have his TikTok pulled up if you want to check him out. But yes, a lot of these stories are like, dang, you know. Even this one, I don't know if anybody would have known, but his name was Harold Henthorne. He was taking out his wives too. Total narcissist. After he just stopped liking his wives, honey, he'll just get rid of them. He went on divorce. It was crazy. Very crazy. But I like watching these stories. They're really good. Cute. Come on now. But I love watching Ray William Johnson's stories because I don't know how long it takes him to make these stories. He's a type of creator where he'll have so much content you can binge watch it and the content's so good. And gotta appreciate a creator like that, you know? Finding a creator where you just enjoy their content. You don't want to skip past no videos, you can just watch. So shout out to him. Forrest fan. I can't believe good old Ray still making videos. Yeah, his last one was 8 hours ago. I'm gonna catch that later. Okay, so that lets me know he's been doing it for a minute. Do you remember the video that he had when the girl was telling people that she was his estranged daughter? And she made up a whole elaborated story about how he has been ignoring her whole childhood, how it's just been her and her mother. And she even went as far as to create a Photoshop picture of her mother and him. He got so upset about that. Because, you know, Ray is married. So he was saying how that's affecting his wife and him. And he read her for filth. He did a story about her. You know, how he does stories about people. He did a story about her. And he said he was going to ignore her, but she took it so far with the Photoshop and the story. So I said, you better, Ray. Okay. I don't know who she thought she was messing with. Can't believe. Love can be blind. Yeah. You know, it will make you gullible, like you said. It'll make you ignore all the signs. KJ said, what's this live about? We're talking about trusting your intuition in the book that I'm reading currently, The Gift of Fear. We were watching a movie, but we kind of transitioned to something else. Remember when he first started out? I remember when he first started out. I don't know. I didn't join his content creation or his journey until I'd say 3 months ago. I found him on there. But when he told that story about the lady who was lying about being his estranged daughter, he mentioned that he started content creating on MySpace, I believe. Like it was either Facebook or MySpace. It wasn't TikTok. So if you've been watching him since then, wow, it has been a while ago. It's been a while. Some, yeah, he had it pinned, that story, but I don't know if it's still up. She was going all in with that AI. Yes, and you can tell it really made him upset because he was throwing little jabs at her. He said, I don't know who this is. She is a compulsive liar. She doesn't have any views. And he was showing her videos with like 100 views, 200 views. I said, ouch. Because you blame him. He has a life of his own, and it's obvious that she was leeching off of his popularity to make a name for herself. And I think the story that she made about him had the most views on her page. And that may have made him feel even more infuriated that she was using his popularity to make a name for herself. And that's never good. Yeah, she was going all in. YouTube is where I seen him like 15 years ago, and he had a show called Equals 3. Wow. Wow. So he's been on for years. Good for him. Good for him. I feel like him and people like Shira7, they're reminders of just keep going. She's been doing her creations for over 10 years. That's what she said. She's been creating content for over 10 years, maybe longer. So it's a beautiful thing seeing people do what they enjoy live or in the present. And they're still doing it. Still doing it. That's what I do. But my niece has changed throughout the years. Mine started off with traveling, going to different parts of the world, and then it got moved to modeling, and now it's smoothies. So mine has always been developing out of all the years I've been creating. Who's to say it might change again? We'll see. You too. Zeke, how are you, Zeke? Good evening, good night. How are you? Yeah, if you love what you do, it's like making a dream come true. That part, yes. That part. Same with Beyonce. She's been singing since what, 16, if not younger, and still singing. Still singing. She switched hers up a little bit. She still sings, but Beyonce's acted before. She's um, done different genres of music. So I love that she stays in her lane, but she adds a little glitter. She'll change the color of the vehicle or change the streets. You know what I mean? It's not just R&B. She's rapped in her self-titled album. I think Beyonce, she had rapped. I know Partition, she was rapping on there. So I love seeing that. I love seeing that. Let's even take it to sports. Venus Williams. She's still hitting that ball on the tennis court. Okay? Was it this year she was in a tournament or two? That's a beautiful thing. That is a beautiful thing to see people still doing that. Still on that. Leonardo DiCaprio, he's been acting since he was 12. He was in a movie with Robert De Niro, still doing his thing. He was this year he's in a movie with Tiana Taylor. So it's beautiful witnessing people's dreams come true. I love that for them. Smoothies and vegan sausage. That part, Zeke. Tell them. I bet it will change again. What, mine? Yeah, probably. Yeah. I kind of like what I do though. It aligns with my life. I enjoy cooking. I enjoy cozy comfort content. I do. But yeah, it may change again. Basketball Diaries. I've never seen that one. I know what you're talking about. When he was an addict, right? But I'm referring to, did you see the one he played as Robert De Niro's stepson? That one was that one was a little bit like, wow. His range in that was impressive. Robert De Niro too. That's another one where she wasn't really reading the signs. She was ignoring her intuition. Because he was getting worse and worse and worse, honey. Okay, remember that scene where he took that mustard and he squeezed it up against Leonardo's face? Talking about there's mustard in there. Do you not see that? Oh, honey, get out now. Run for the hills. Okay? Run for the hills. Lady, if you don't put some. Never mind. I do not need nobody screen shooting this 5 years later. Tiff says she would drug somebody. Whatever. I'm not sure. Um, it's good. I don't remember the title, but it came out a long time ago. Cause you gotta remember this one. This was when Leonardo was young, baby. He was like, he looked like he was maybe 15, 14 in the movie. I love cooking, grilling. Hmm. This boy's life. Yes, that's the name of it. Yes. This boy's life. It came out in 93. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know what movie is really good? I don't know if they have it. Zeke, you ever seen No Country for Old Men? See, all the best movies are from the 90s. Mm, I don't know about that. I don't know. There's a lot of good ones, but we gotta honor the ones like, well, we don't have to. We don't have to, but Talk to Me is very good. Talk to Me is very good. I was impressed. I enjoyed Talk to Me. Inception was very good. I watched that more than once. Insidious is very good. Dark Knight Rises. Christopher Nolan did his big one. He was in his bag in the late 2000s. All right. Those are just a few. Just a few. And this one might sound a little bit like, huh? But I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. Harry Potter, part one and part two. Harry Potter and the Deadly Hallows was really, really, really good. That came out in, what, 2012? That was really good. I mentioned this before. I really loved how it came out in 2010. They did not hold back on how dark they wanted to make it. They knew that was more on the children's side, the movie, but they knew that the further down you went with that series or the trilogy, the darker it got. Because Voldemort really wanted to get to Harry, and 1 and 2 were phenomenal. Beatrix did her thing. She was really crazy. Voldemort, even Harry. Okay, he was ready. He was not scared no more in the last one. One of the best villains ever. Who? Let me hold on. Let me see. Come on, Harry Potter. What's up, Raj? How you been? Welcome back. Anton Karuja. This is I know Raj. Welcome in. Good to see you. My older daughter was obsessed with Harry Potter. Let me tell you, I remember 2 years, 2 winters ago, binged on it, binged on it, because they had reruns on cable. So I was just love watching it. It's a really good trilogy. Some movies are better than others. You could tell. Wasn't a big fan of The Prisoner of Azkaban, but the first one, second, The Goblet of Fire was one of the best to me. Love that one where they had to do the tournament. Amazing, amazing. But definitely part one for sure. Are you Indian? No, I'm not Indian. I'm African American. No Country for Old Men. One of the best villains ever. Yes. You know, they rated that movie, Zeke. They said he was the number one relatable, I don't know if I can say this, but sociopath. His acting equated to what a sociopath would be. He was rated number one. And it was interesting to see how evil he was, but how fair he was at the same time. Remember, anything he would want, he would exchange for it. Like he would take people's lives, but he wouldn't steal. It was just so blasphemy to him to steal. Remember the very end when he got into that accident and he needed something to wrap his arm up in, and he told the kids, "I'll pay you for your shirt." And they were so freaked out because they see this bone sticking out and they're like, "No, just take it." He's like, "No, no, here, no, no, take this money, no." That was fascinating to me. Like he had some type of moral, but yet would take a life or many. He said, "I believe it." That one you will never forget. It's amazing how you remember all these movies like I can remember, but need like a reminder. I love movies. I grew up watching them. Some kids will play outside. I did too. Played at the park, you know. But movies just always stuck with me for some reason. I love movies. hmm Especially if they're told well. I love Memoirs of a Geisha. I think that's told very beautifully. Like a Japanese version of Cinderella. I love the music in it. Some of the lines in the movie. Okay. You enjoy psychoanalysts to an extent. I have to be careful to not get too deep. I go back to this book because he even mentioned that. He mentioned that, and I don't want to take up too much time to try to find it. But it was something along the lines of when you study a psychopath, you have to be careful because after a while, as you look into the abyss turns and looks back at you. And Gavin, who's the author, was saying how all of us are capable of being the ones we label as psychos or evil, according to him. Raj, why do you want me to say hi to your girlfriend? You want us to become playmates or friends or something? I like movies that have like a real plot and make you think. Then at the end have you like, wow. Exactly. Gone Girl's one of them. Gone Girl will have you look at yourself in the mirror and be like, am I who I am? All right. Is my name really Tiff? What just happened? What did I just watch? That's another really good one too if you haven't seen it. I will dub that one. That is my favorite movie of all time. Favorite movie of all time. Before it was The Matrix, then that took over. I really wish that they could make something similar to that. I don't know anything that blew my mind the same way the movie Gone Girl did for me. And everything was amazing. That is the type of movie where everyone gave their all. Everybody, the acting, the music, the cinematography, the directing, everything just fell perfectly. I loved Gone Girl. Even the scenes where it would fade out back and forth. Because that movie is very difficult to direct. Because it goes back and forth a lot. And in the present, it goes back, it goes to the past, to the present, and then to her story. It's a lot of jumping around. And if they didn't do it correctly, that movie would have been a headache to watch. That was a masterpiece, in my opinion. Amazing. Yes, Zeke, Gone Girl. It has, what's his name? It has Ben Affleck. He's the main character. Yeah, Ben Affleck is the main character in it. Gone Girl. I have to agree with Gavin. Who was Gavin? Who was Gavin? The Matrix was incredible too. You said that you like to watch movies that'll make you think and have the end like wow. That definitely had the end like wow when he was kicking that ass, okay, and dodging them bullets. All right, doing that martial arts with one hand. Had that android looking like where? What? Wait a minute, where you at? I think he was foaming at the mouth by the end of that fight scene. Okay. Oh, you've been okay, okay. I like that. I like you've been listening. You're not just there letting the phone sit while you're playing the video game. Some of my supporters be doing that. Yes, I'm telling you, this is a really good book, and I don't have any type of contract. This person doesn't know me. You know, a book just calls to you, or I was at the library trying to find something for my other channel, and of course, it's red. You know, red attracts humans because it's a color of alertness, of danger. And the title was a little bit dramatic to me, but I read a little bit of the front and I said, you know what, I'm gonna see what this is about. And I'm glad I got it. I really am. I'll check it out. Don't think much of Ben Affleck as an actor, but I trust your judgment. Don't focus. Okay. Just focus on the story. Focus on the story when you watch it. And I know it can be hard when you see a celebrity that you know from other movies or their personal life, but that movie will have you watch it more than once if you miss something. When you watch it, focus on the storyline of what's happening. They're going to drop breadcrumbs. If you focus on that, Ben just going to be Ben. All right? Ben just going to be there. And he's not very likable in the movie either. The Matrix movie gets deep, and you know the ending of Men in Black, where they open up the locker only to show another world. I have to watch Men in Black again. I don't know if it was, I wasn't into it. Have you ever read The Four Agreements? I think you will like it. What's it about? See, I forgot to mention, I was talking about movies. I like movies. Thank you for the movie recommendations. I've seen them. You wouldn't believe me, but I saw a lot of them on that list. Lethal Weapon, 1, 2, and 3, yes. Braveheart, I have to watch that again. I saw it when I was younger. Fallen, Fight Club is another great one. Samuel, I don't know if you've seen Fight Club. That will have you like, what? Fight Club will have you like, is he serious? Now, I don't know if it'll give you a what, and whatever the what gives you, that's what it's going to give. Whatever the what gives you, that's what it's going to give. So you might say, what? Is he for real? Or you might say, what? Mm-hmm. I just like the fact that maybe aliens do walk amongst us. And you have to read the book. Trust me, you would like love it if you like psychology. Men in Black or the Four Agreements. It shows you how to not take life so serious, low key, and how people project. Oh my gosh. Tell me about it. People do that all the time when it comes to me. I had a girl that she's into girls, which is her business. But she had came on here one night and she was like, um, you look really pretty in your outfit. And I'm not into girls like that. So it kind of did, I don't want to say it made me uncomfortable, but it just, I got a little alerted. I was a little alert my intuition was letting me know that she was coming on to me. So I said, okay. My response was, thank you. I think she saw my facial reaction that it made me a little uncomfortable. And she said that, well, you know, people like to hate on the color orange. And it just was so, it had nothing to do with what we were talking about. So I knew she was projecting. I knew she felt away. And I told her that, no, I don't think people don't like the color orange. The color orange just isn't for everybody. So it could be the most smallest things. People will try to project, you know, a lot too. A lot. I had to cut a lot of guys off for projecting with me because they'll start off so amazing with supporters on this account and the other account. I just naturally like to, I naturally can draw in men, just is what it is. But for me, this is a job. This isn't Tinder or Matchmaker or whatever. So there'll be times where I'll connect with men and they'll cross that line and then they'll project. They'll project when they see that I'm not interested, you know. So, yes, I know exactly what you mean by projection. Yeah, Samuel, it was so random. Hold on, let me scroll up. When I was a kid, Braveheart was the only VHS I had. I watched it every day. I can recite every line in it. And that movie's from what I remember, it's pretty long too, right? It's like a good 3 hours. It's like 3 hours. Yeah, I had a family member who loved Braveheart. I did see Fight Club, but I need that reminder. I'm not sure if it sounds super familiar. Do you want me to give it away? I don't want to give it away. But you said I need the reminder, so I'm going to tell you. What's up, Saran? Yes, she was. She was Samuel. And that's the thing, like I don't mind befriending anyone cuz I'm fairly open-minded. I could say I'm more open-minded than most when it comes to people of different backgrounds, whatever they're into, but there's boundaries. And I think people, when they see that there's a window of connection, they take advantage of that. Not everybody, but majority, they'll take advantage of it. And then when they see that the boundary is up or it's being in effect, they get offended and they'll project. And it's just like, damn, well, you really ruined a bond because of your own intentions. Oh, Zeke answered, Samuel, Fight Club is an absolute legendary movie. The book is even better. Interesting note, you never learn the main character's name. Yeah, that is true. That is true. And he did an incredible job doing that too because nobody even caught that. Nobody caught that in the movie. People stay projecting. That's why I'm saying you would like that book, The Four Agreements. Thank you for that recommendation. You have a great personality. Keep it. That's such a sweet comment. I'm going to pin it. Well, no, I won't. But I appreciate that. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I low key feel you, but it's when people try to push the boundary, it's no bueno. Yeah. You, I think for me, definitely the projection, because with the boundary pushing, it's I can check that. And if that person doesn't allow the ego to ruin the bond that we formed, we can bounce back. Like, okay, some people may not know. I'll give them that. I'll give them that grace. But the projection, like you mentioned, that's when it's like, all right, just, it was nice to meet you. You know what I'm saying? Like, because now it's a line of, I'm not going to admit that I crossed the line. I'm going to blame you for catching me cross it. You feel me? Don't make me the villain because you got caught stealing. Man, see, now I have to watch Fight Club again, and I do believe it's legendary because I know I've heard of it. Seren said, "What you doing?" Just talking about movies. Well, ladies, some guys are going to hit on you. You are attractive. You seem to handle it well. Yeah, and I'm aware of that. I'm okay with that. I think that it gets so disheartening and it gets disappointing when you expect that person to not allow their emotions to take the front seat. It's attractive, especially with men, for them to honor a woman before expecting something from her. It may happen, but when it doesn't, you're going to get mad and in your feelings because it didn't. And it's disheartening because as a creator, I truly expect to bond with everybody who comes across my path that I have alignment with. And then to see whoever it is, because women tried it too, it's disheartening to see when it blows up because their true intentions were never to connect in that way. So yeah, I handle it well because I've been through it so many times. You know, very rare to catch another human truly aligning or bonding in that way. And go into a thrift store and finding actually something you like. Some guys are not men yet. Some will never be. Oh, tell me about it. Let me tell you something. I was reading these comments. I won't name the creator. The comment section really enlightens me, Z. It was a woman who said, yes, you're right. I'm dealing with a man who is 67 and he's still avoiding love. I said, what? I said, what? I said, lady, he ain't gonna get it. I said, may that love never find me, babe. 67. Granddaddy said, I'm gonna be a player all my life. Six. All right. Her man said, I'm a pimp to the end. So Ever watched La La Land? I've seen clips of it. I see they won a lot of awards. I've never seen it though. I never seen it. Some people be on that shit. I low key love to read people and how they project themselves onto others because it's low key hilarious when you can see the bullshit. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think it's rare as F to find someone who is genuine and has a good soul. I'm an empath, so I can't be around low energy kind of beings, even though I grew up around a lot of them. Yeah, it will definitely strip you little by little if you're an empath, because empaths feel everything, and it's so hard to. Uh, if you're not careful, you'll feel energies that are very low vibrational, and it can really mess with your psyche. I'm 67. That's crazy. A true story. I promise you. I was just as stumped as you are. When I read that comment, I said, "What?" And no judgment. It wasn't I wasn't coming from a space of judgment. I was coming from a space of perception because I was naive to think that at a certain age we'll have it together, but we just don't, y'all. Well, some people don't. They really just don't want to. I think there's some people who just don't want to. They just don't feel the way they live is wrong, or they don't need to change. I'm a pimp to the end. That's funny. He's a player. He's a player from the Himalayas. La La Land's a fantastical musical movie and touches our hearts. Okay, thank you. I'll see if I can find it. I don't think it's on Tubi because that movie won a lot of awards. Not to say a lot of award-winning movies aren't on Tubi, but I'll check. I'll have to check and see. It like drains my energy, yes. And if some empaths aren't careful, it could be so intense to where an empath may even feel like that is their energy, but in reality, it's not. It's someone else's energy. But because they are picking up on it, they'll feel it. Like when I'm by myself, I feel recharged, or like I am good. Most people can't do it, but I found peace in being what people call alone. I don't see it like that. Yeah, yeah, you're not alone. You just have alone time. Well, excuse me. You're alone, but you're not lonely. Some people get energy from talking to other people, engaging, interacting. It charges them. But with you, you get energy in solitude. You're recharging then. I'm not an empath at all. I'm aware of others acutely, but they never affect me. Okay, so yeah, you're not an empath. Do you ever watch movies on Netflix? And hell yeah, you're right about that energy rub off easily, so I take it now. Like I'm mirror. Right, the person that's why I love to be around good energy beings. Yeah, and avoid the hell out of the low vibrational people. Sorry, like, sometimes we can't always give people the benefit of the doubt. We just can't. Like the story I told you with the lady upstairs or her boyfriend, you can't. we some people you just gotta distance yourself from to protect yourself, even if it may be family, friends, it could be a job. Position yourself to a point where you are at your best. Facts. I feel like you're an empath or just hella intelligent, maybe both. I've been a while. I've been alive for a while, so kind of been around different personalities, people. I had to do it today. Some people are just ego driven or assholes. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's easy for empaths to spot people's true intentions. Sometimes it can even be difficult for some empaths to express or explain what they see, but that's how powerful their energy is. They can feel it. They can feel it. And it was family. Hmm. They would gaslight me and minimize me, and I don't even have the words for it. So they would control me. Yeah, as I just said, through their egotistical ways. Yeah, just distance yourself, love. That's the best way. Because they're going to continue to, they may continue to view you as the scapegoat to their misery because you have difficulty expressing how you feel or what you recognize in them. And the fact that you aren't like them and you don't move that way, they will use you. It's like, you know, when you see a bunch of people doing something bad, like stealing, and you're not stealing, so you're the only one in the right in the room. But since everybody's doing wrong, they're going to turn it and make you the one wrong. It's kind of like that situation you're explaining right now. The best thing to do is distance yourself. That's the best thing. And you'll find your new group of friends or family that you consider family friends. You will. And they're going to miss you. They're going to miss you because they don't have a scapegoat anymore. They don't have somebody they can point the finger at anymore. But you got to remove yourself from. I mean, you do what you want, okay? I'm not like here to tell anybody what to do, but it seems like a situation like that is the best thing to do. Right? Playing scapegoat no more, not letting them get a reaction out of me. Exactly. Did you watch Maze Runner? Great movie. Mm-mm. Actually, not lying. Great thinking. Interesting to hear the view of empaths. I take it you have a different view? I didn't label myself as one. I just know what empaths are, how they think. I understand them. I understand empaths. I understand narcissists. Uh, uh, People who play the victim. I understand a lot of personalities. A lot. I've always been able to make and find real friends, homies, but again, you are right. And that's what I've been doing, and it seems to work. And I just can't wait to see it all play out. Yes. No, it is just interesting to hear how people are affected. Please watch Maze Runner. I've heard of it. I can't remember who's in it. I don't remember who's in it. I feel like I feel like I know what you're talking about. I have to pull it up so I could see it. If you guys haven't already, please be sure to subscribe. We have a goal of reaching 1,000 subscribers. I think we can do it by the end of the year. I have faith we can. Mm-hmm. I think you are just highly intellectual and maybe an empath. Like, if you told me, I wouldn't be surprised, but I'm pretty sure you're just hella intelligent. I subbed. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. I subbed the first day you answered back on here. I don't remember the first time we had our conversation, Zeke. I remember I called you out because Zeke was my favorite character off the faculty. Your name's even spelt like his off the faculty. So I remember telling you that, but I can't remember the first combo. But I hit the like. You did. Look at us at our 10 likes. Okay. Yes. I know that's right. Okay. We're going to be the #1 live on YouTube. Watch out. All right. Funny enough, that's where the name came from. Wait a minute. How old are you? How old are you, Zeke? Maybe a movie watch stream. You think that's what I should do, Saran? They don't allow me to play movies on here. Fun fact, one of my highest viewed video or live streams got banned because they could hear the movie in the background. I said, okay, I see what game you're playing, YouTube. I got it. Got it. Got it. You know how you said we can pick up energies that aren't ours, like anger, fear, and things like that. It's pretty cool when you learn to realize that it's not your emotions, kind of like a cheat code. But Tantrum knows what's going on. How you doing? How you feeling? But wait. Can be very overwhelming, Loki. Yes, it can. It can. But when you know yourself, you'll know what you need to do to protect those energies, whether it's getting black tourmaline, whether it's taking a salt bath, whether it's avoiding that person. It can be destroyed. When the movie came out, everyone at school said I look like Zeke. Wait a minute, pause. Time out. You said that your name came from the movie. So did your name come from the movie? Okay, so that's not your real name. It can be very, so grounded is important. Yes, yes, exactly. You gotta ground yourself. I wish you could play the movies on her. Me too. Me too. So we can all watch them at the same time. I might just have to, I don't know. I don't know. When your #1 remembers us original homies, how can I forget my A1 day ones? I don't forget. Oh, Zeke isn't my real name. Whoa, y'all, we have a imposter in the chat. We have an imposter in the chat. can't you play it with subtitles on? No, because they'll even get me banned, or I'll get in trouble for even showing images. They'll say that they'll because they'll scan what it is, and then they'll say that we have content from insert movie. So yeah, that was fun too. I was sipping that night. All right, I had my little sangria. Okay, I had a all right. Anyway, mm-hmm. It was fun. Yeah. Man, YouTube be on one. YouTube is very strict. See, with other apps like TikTok, you can play music in the background. They don't trip. They don't say much at all. Like, we'll play music over there. But here, it's like, I think YouTube, I got them figured out. YouTube wants you to be as original as possible. Like, they really want you to make a name for yourself. There is no music, there is no gymnastics and, distractions in the background. They want you to be the creator organically. TikTok kind of gives you a little leeway. They just want you to connect more so on there. That's why they have um, battles a lot, and they have co-hosts, which you can co-host on here too. It's more of a app where they gear you to connect. That's how they push you out. They want you to connect. Here they want you to create. Start Twitch. You think so? I should do a Twitch. I don't know much about Twitch. I bet it was fun by the way you reacted. It was fun. It was really fun. Yes, it was fun. When I don't know. I have fun. There's different types of people who drink, or I'd say drinking has effects. Drinking affects people differently. When I am drinking, I'm happy because I'm naturally happy. I'm not an angry drunk. I'm not a sad drunk. I'm happy. So, that's because Google makes money off the monies in music. TikTok is ad focus revenue. We will support you till number one. Remember us. Thank you. Thank you, Saran. I appreciate that. YouTube just wants you to create original. Yes. That you cannot do anything duplicated over here. You can't. You cannot play music. You can't play movies. You can't. I bet those TikTok rules get more strict after the sale. I think so too. I don't know. Like, I, I've been curious. I I think TikTok before it was bought out. I don't know what's going to happen. I will say TikTok is more safe versus YouTube when it comes to streaming. And some of you been with me for a few weeks now. You've seen the type of people that have come into my streams, and it can feel unsafe. YouTube won't allow you to block people. You can't block people on here. And YouTube's been up longer than some of these other apps. And to not have the block option is it's that's ridiculous to me. It shows how America really doesn't care about Americans. I mean, it's the truth. It's the truth. If I can't block someone out of my personal space, that tells me you don't care about me being safe. This person can come back as many times as they want under different accounts, watch me the entire night, or however long I'm on here. Whereas with TikTok, you can mute, you can block, you can report. They don't play that over there. Now, I don't know if that's going to change since it's bought out by an American, but I would at least say TikTok, they are strict. They may let you play that music, but you get caught over there smoking and you're in the A league, it's over with. Your account is taken down. You twerk over there, forget about it. Your account is taken down. There's some things they're not playing with you over there. They are not playing with you over there. The higher you are, they look at you as the representation of their app because it takes a lot to become an A League Live Pro. You made a lot of you made a substantial amount of money if you are a live pro on TikTok. So in their eyes, they view your account as visible. So you can't do stuff like that over there. They will take you down. Whereas over here, I don't know how the smoking is over here online. I don't know. But the safety portion is definitely it needs work. It really does. They need to step it up when it comes to that. What's your favorite Transformers movie? The first one was Shia LaBeouf. I think Shia LaBeouf is an amazing actor. He was amazing in Fury. Even in Holes. Remember Holes, the Disney movie? He's up there with Leonardo DiCaprio to me when it comes to acting. Can't do anything. YouTube Transformers also a banger movie. Right, right. A League Live Pro. Yes. If you really enjoy character development and great writing, watch Naruto from the beginning through Shippuden. Is it on Tubi? You got your hair right. Looks gorgeous. You got your hair right. Thank you. I'll be seeing. Okay, see, I wasn't sure, but okay, so you see people who smoke on here. They're not playing with you over there. They will take your account down so fast. You're gonna see the screen just do. Well, I can't do it. I was gonna make a little joke about it. It won't let me do. It won't let me do it. Can you guys see me? Yeah, I'm just pressing buttons. Can you guys see me? Let me know because I'm hitting the camera. I don't know. Okay. Anyway, I can't do it. See, I was gonna cut the camera off because they will do that. I remember. Never mind. Anyway, Lorenzo, hi. Hi, going to sleep, then wake up and smoke more. See? You see? Yes, exactly. YouTube is very lenient with that. And I don't know. Holes was a good movie. It was good, right? It was good. They said the book was better. I have no idea what platform it is on. Okay. Okay. But yeah, you guys, if you are readers, I definitely recommend The Gift of Fear by Gavin D. Becker. I haven't read a good book in a long time, and this is definitely one of them. It reads like a thriller, you know, very provocative. And it's empowering too because he's teaching you how to trust your intuition. So it has a lot of good elements in this book. hmm So I hope you guys check it out. Watch Harry Potter and your favorite. Which Harry Potter? Harry Potter and the Deadly Hollows, Part One. Part. I mean, Part Two. I mean, they split the movie, so I'll say Part Two. That's like the finale, and you see the fights and everything comes and connects. All the answers get answered. You see them grown. I'll say yeah, Part Two. My favorite character, Harry. I mean, Harry. You see how he goes from not knowing who he is, how powerful he is, to knowing who he is. He's staying humble in who he is, but he recognizes how powerful he is. So I love how they and how much courage he had. Like, sure, there were some things I'm like, Harry, they just treated you dirty. Leave them. I ain't saving them. But he does. You know, he was a good friend and he used his power for good. I don't remember him being jealous of his friends like his friend Ronald was, thinking he was messing with Hermione. Ronald, go sit your ass down somewhere and go read some spells. Death Note was really good. I don't know if I want to watch the real life version, but the anime that yes, I agree. That writing was immaculate. The They were always a step ahead of the police, and the police were really smart too. That's what I enjoyed. They both were so intelligent. Like you weren't looking at them being like, "Them cops are so stupid. Why didn't they?" You know, when you watch a movie and you say, "Well, I would have done this." The cops did everything that we already would have done, if not a step further. And so, yes, that's a really good series. That's a really little creepy too, which I liked. I liked the creepiness of it. It wasn't just mystery, a little creepy, a little thriller. Very good movie, yeah. Oh, series. It was a series, anime. Mm-hmm. You're a wizard. You're a wizard, Harry. Avatar, I saw the cartoon on Nickelodeon. I never watched the movie. I like the Hermione character, the love arc, and her personality and support. She was definitely smart. She was. I respected the smartness of her. You know, I did. Ronald, right? Ronald, go sit down somewhere. You just here being the funny person of the group. You're scary. You're greedy. He loved eating. Kind of a ditz. Okay, I don't remember him solving any riddles. It wasn't until he got older he kind of brought his like what he could bring to the group. Hermione was the brains. Harry was the muscle. Ronald was just like the little clown of the group. All right, get knocked down and shit. You see, that's my kind of cup of tea. Okay. Okay. Hi, Andra. Well constructed. You like? Melatonin is kicking in. Have a good night. Good night, Zeke. As a man, Hermione was my childhood crush. Oh, that's cute. That's cute. Yes, I like Death Note. Very intelligently written. I have to see what's on TikTok that I can watch. I've seen some old movies like House on Haunted Hill. Um, Fear.com. I watched that was scary when I watched it when I was younger. It came out in 2001. I don't know how it would be now, but it from what I remember it was decent. The Grudge definitely very scary. Still scary to this day. But I am going to revert away from the horror just for, the next couple of lives. Hmm. Yeah, then I was recommended Attack on Titan, but I never got to finish that one. That's a cartoon, right? Or am I Attack on Titan? I can't remember. A lot of good ones you all are recommending. It's just a matter of if I can find it on the app that I use to watch movies. That's always what tends to be the issue. I'm gonna probably look into some uh, tonight so I can find something for tomorrow. And I'll be sharing some more of what I read, just in case if any of y'all are interested in other books. I also have a book here about stress. This one is called 7 Days to More Joy and Ease. This is definitely when I'll say I pick pieces out of the book versus really diving into it like The Gift of Fear. The Gift of Fear, page by page, I'm reading. This one, there's some things that I definitely do think are great to practice, to look into, to read into. This author has exercises in the back of their books that you can do if you're dealing with stress. And it's easy to find, which I like. For instance, back here, they'll have like a look, catch and release. So it's a exercise that you can do to embrace uncertainty and openness. So you'll practice how to relax. Oops. Then I was recommending it. Loki series. Loki from um the Avengers, Thor's brother. lie. I know reading is a thing smart people do. Like, it literally makes your gray matter grow. But when I read, I get sleepy. I hate it because I really do like to read or know the benefits of reading. These days, we can find so few those who read. Yeah, there's some really good ones out there, I'm telling you. Some really good ones out there. Reading helps. It's another form of grounding. If you're interested in finding ways to ground, to de to de-stress, to relax. Sometimes you may fall asleep if the book is boring, or but it always, you know, they say it improves your reading comprehension when you read. It opens your mind when you read from other people's points of view. I can online text, no problem. But that's not the same like reading a book. I have to really like the book, like The Four Agreements and another book called The Secret. I remember The Secret. Yeah, I remember The Secret. They made a movie out of that too. I always told myself read because it's hella cool to read, to be honest. Yes. It has a lot of benefits, reading. It does. Well, if you guys haven't already, I would like to encourage you to share out my page and subscribe. Our goal is to get to 1,000 subs. I know we can do it, and we are going to do it. So, everybody who did come through tonight, thank you so much. I enjoyed you. I'll keep this up. We'll be back tomorrow if you want to join us, and I hope you all have an amazing night. Learn how to meditate. It also helps with the brain, yes, and growing gray matter, yes. That's so true, Samuel. When's your birthday? June 13th. I subbed up last time. Thank you. So I'm locked in. You have an amazing night as well. Thank you so much. You guys do as well. And thank you all for the recommendations. I appreciate it. Take care, everybody. Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow.